Hello everyone, greetings to all watching the video. I welcome you all to another episode of Convo with Apricus. Friends, our topic of discussion today is protective discrimination. Does it lead to equity or equality? And to enlighten on this topic, we have Dr. N. Krishna Kumar with us today. He is an associate professor and research guide in Calicut Law College, Kohzikode, Kerala, India. Dr. N. Krishna Kumar has more than 15 years of experience in teaching and guiding students. He is also our honorable member of editorial board in Justice and Law Bulletin, one of the journals in the bouquet of Apricus Journals. Let's start the discussion with the first question. Sir, what is your opinion about protective discrimination? Does it violate the principle of impartiality?
Thank you, ma'am. A nice question. The question is, what is protective discrimination? You know, discrimination is against the principle of fairness, or it is against the principle of equality. But on certain occasions, we may have to resort to protective discrimination. What is protective discrimination? To understand that concept, we have to have a brief idea about the distinction between equality and equity. Equality, you know, the concept of equality is there in the Constitution. I will come to that in detail. So when you think about equality, the other side of the coin is equity. What is equity and how does it differ from equality? A person who is a person who is the sole member of a family, he may be allowed 2 kilograms of rice as a ration, but another family having 5 members, they will be given 10 kilograms because that family has got more members. So based on the number of members, we are giving different quantity of ration. That is the concept of equity. Sometimes for poor people, that means those who are BPL, those who belong to BPL, below poverty line category, they may have to be given ration free of cost. This is equality, but in this equity. But this equity is quite contrary, quite against the concept of equality. But we may have to resort to, we may have to rely on equity for protecting some people, some weaker section of the society. That discrimination is permitted in law also. That idea is called a protective discrimination. So second part of the question is, does it violate the principles of fairness? So actually it does not violate the principle of fairness. On the other hand, it ensures the principles of fairness, or it ensures that justice is being done to everybody. So this is about the first question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my second question is, I want to know, how has Indian Constitution justified protective discrimination?
So my second question is, how has the Indian Constitution justified or justifies the concept of protective discrimination? See, in Indian Constitution, there's an important provision, Article 14, which says that all are equal before law and all are entitled to get equal protection of law. We call it equality, the concept of equality. When we read the idea of equality contained in Article 14 of Indian Constitution, we have to read that idea in connection with the idea contained in Article 15, Clause 1 of the Constitution. What does it say? Article 15, Clause 1 of Constitution says that there shall be no discrimination. There shall be no discrimination on citizens on the basis of religion, race, place of birth, sex, and caste. So 5 grounds are mentioned in Article 15, Clause 1, which says we should not discriminate. But in the same article means in Article 15 itself, in Article 15, Clause 3, it is said that These concepts, that means the idea contained in Article 15, Clause 1, shall not prevent the Parliament, should not be a block or check to the Parliament from making any law for the advancement of women and children, for the development of women and children, for protecting women and children. That means Parliament can make law for protecting the rights of women and children, even though there is a provision to the effect that there shall be no discrimination on the basis of religion, race, place of birth, sex, and caste. These two provisions may appear to be contradictory or inconsistent, but we have to read like this. The principle contained in Article 15(1) is the rule, and the principle contained in Article 15(3) is the exception. That means in exceptional circumstances, it is permitted. It is permissible. Similarly, in the Article 15 itself, it is said that Parliament can make law for the advancement of socially and educationally backward class of people, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe people. Through that, the idea of protective discrimination is justified through Indian Constitution itself. So that is all about the second question. How has the Indian Constitution justified the idea of protective discrimination? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I want to know, how has protective discrimination influenced the status of downtrodden in India?
Okay. See, how has the protective discrimination influenced the status of downtrodden masses in India? That is a billion-dollar question. So it has been an issue of discussion, debate, and dispute, and it is still a question of debate, and it will remain as a question of debate in future also. This idea of the protective discrimination has been criticized, better say castigated, by all people belong to all walks of life. See, when we give discrimination, when we give reservation to a particular category of people, naturally that will affect the fate of another category. Suppose there are 10 posts, vacancies in a position, in an office, and if some seats are reserved for a particular category of people, or socially and educationally backward class of people, naturally that will affect. So how will we balance this? This is the question. So there are several justifications for this from sociological perspective. Some people argue that in ancient days, some people were deprived of education. They were deprived of chance to work. They were deprived of coming to the mainstream of the society. So as a penance, we should think of giving them some upper hand in the society. We should give them a hand-holding, support to them, and they should also be brought to the mainstream society. And in that way, we can do a kind of penance. That is based on penance here. But another argument is more justifiable, more appealing. That argument is like this. See, there is a saying, end justifies means. What does it mean? Even though the means is not so good, if the end, if the aim, if the goal, if the objective sought to be achieved by the society is good, then that means is justified. Even though the means is not so good, it can be justified. That is the idea behind the doctrine, end justifies means. So actually giving reservation to a particular category of people, if we analyze in strict sense, it is sure that it is not justifiable. It is against the concept of equality. But once we give, so a particular, the general category of people are in a particular strata, in a particular platform, and some people are there below, far below them. So if we lift them also to the mainstream, so both of them can come to the same platform and they can move together. So after a while, they can sit in the same platform. So for that purpose only, those who are below a certain, those who are those who are in a lower strata are given a hand-holding support, and they are brought to the mainstream, and then they go to it. So that end leads to equality, even though the means is inequality. We are giving the downtrodden masses a help or ladder to climb to the level of the upper caste people. So once they come to this is actually inequality, no doubt, because we are providing ladder to them only. Those belong to the upper class, they are not given any ladder. They are not given any step. They are there only. So we are supporting only the weaker sections. If we support the weaker section, naturally they will come to the mainstream, and if they can go together, that is the equality. So through inequality, we are leading equality. That is the second better justification for providing protective discrimination. So initially we thought of giving protective discrimination or reservation only for a limited period. After that, we expected that they will come to the mainstream. But there is an argument. There is a vehement argument that those who are given ladder, those who are given reservation, those who are given protective discrimination, they are not willing in the expected level to come up to the mainstream. That means that has not achieved the intended goal. That initially we have had a goal. That goal has not been achieved so far. So we have to continue that protective discrimination process for future also. That is the present plight of the protective discrimination and the status of downtrodden in India. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your opinion. Sir, I want to know how we can achieve zero discrimination in a society. Is it possible to achieve zero discrimination in any society?
So that is also a question. That is also a good question. See, zero discrimination, some people say that zero discrimination is an utopian concept. Utopian concept in the sense that it can never be attained in a society. Why they are making such arguments? There also we are having a bifold answer, twofold answer. We are having 2 points to explain that aspect. What is zero discrimination? So zero discrimination means there is absolute equality. That is the meaning of zero discrimination. Absolute equality is an utopian concept. Why? Because as I said earlier, when some people come to the level of that upper caste, naturally they may resist it. Who may resist it? The upper class people, they may resist it. So they may try to raise their level. Again, we have to give that process will go on. One argument. Second argument is that if we avoid discrimination in a particular field, it may appear as a discrimination in different form. That means, for example, if you are giving education to backward caste or backward class of people, naturally the economic inequality will be there. Then we may have to move for economic inequality, the elimination of economic inequality. Then another inequality may come, social inequality. We may have to run after social inequality. Then another issue may come, cultural inequality. So these are all connected things. So zero discrimination is not at all possible in any society. That is one point with regard to zero discrimination. Second point is that this is also an argument given by some people. That is, if we give every people who are downtrodden a reservation or discrimination, protective discrimination, naturally they may become lazy. This is not my argument. It is the argument leveled by people. So, for example, when I had an opportunity to visit a tribal area, I could see some people who were given houses, accommodation, houses built by the government. The thing is that when we were coming back, some of the people who were with me, they told me that they saw one or two houses where the roof was tiled, tile roof. So tiles were found to be broken. Then they asked this person who were there inhabiting in that house, what is the job you are doing? I am climbing tree, plucking this banana and like that. So what are the jackfruit and other things, mangoes and all. Then he simply asked, see, in your house, the roof of the tile in the roof is broken, you know. Why can't you repair it? It is your house. So readily his answer was, no, I need not repair it. Government people will come and repair it. That's the procedure here. Okay. So what is the message passed through that is, they are given a house by the government. The roofing, everything is done by government. Repairing is also done by government. It has become the burden of the government to repair the house also. So they are having fund for it. But they will come only when they get time. So till then, they are ready to wait for that, because they are not ready to buy a tile. It may cost only 10 rupees or 20 rupees. They are not ready to buy a tile from the market. Right? They have to go to the main road by walking or traveling a lot of distance. That truth is there. Still, if they can buy 2 tiles, they can. If they themselves repair it, then it will be okay. You know, see the tile is placed over the GI pipe. So if the tile is broken and removed, the GI pipe will get rusted. So if they can replace the tile then and there itself, that there is no issue. The people in the government side, they are also not ready to sensitize them or to make them aware of the need of repairing their houses. So they are waiting for the government people to come and repair. So what I am saying is, once we give ladder, once we provide a ladder to the people, they may become lazy. That means they may not be ready. They may not be ready to learn the art of climbing the tree, because the ladder is also already there. You know, this is one of the arguments, not my argument. Argument leveled by people. So because of these 2 reasons, one reason I said earlier is, if we eliminate discrimination in one area, there will be discrimination in another area. That is one point. Second point is, they may not learn the art of climbing the tree once they are readily provided with a ladder instead of climbing the tree. So that is why my humble submission is that zero discrimination, it is difficult to attain the idea of this zero discrimination. It will be remaining only as an utopian concept. So that's all about that point.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You took out time to enlighten us on this topic. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, madam. Welcome, madam.